Alright. Yes, this is the third time of me doing this video. The first time my memory card ran out and I accidentally deleted my video. The second time I went 3 seconds above the 10-minute mark, and last time I did that it wouldn't let me upload. So I had to delete that video. So hopefully, third time's the charm. I'll be able to do this video and upload it and not deal with it anymore. It's driving me insane. Okay, so this time I'm talking about William James in terms of my topic. My topic essay is summarize the articles by Clifford and James using the principal points of agreement and disagreement to structure your discussion. Now, I haven't talked about James in my last videos. I talked about Clifford. So let me go over James real fast. James, he put belief into 6 criteria, which can be broken down into 2 criteria. 2 types of belief. Real, true, monumentous beliefs you got to have. And who cares belief? There's the living versus dead, which living is an option which to you seems possible, that you know a lot about. Dead is you don't know anything about it, or nothing about it, or you don't see it as anywhere possible. And the living represents a true belief that you got to have. Dead, who cares belief? That's how I put it. He doesn't say who cares belief, but that's sort of how that's set up. The next 2 were forced versus unforced. A forced option would be something like, do you believe in God? Because if you say no, I don't know, or to a Christian, you might as well just say no, because it's yes or no with them. So that's a forced option. Unforced would be like, what do you think of this art piece over here that you've never seen before in your whole life, and you have no idea what the hell is on the canvas? You don't have to give an opinion. You could just say, I don't know. It's not a forced option. And that's then the next one would be monumentous versus trivial. Monumentous decision would be like, do you believe in religion or not? Or do you believe in the existence of this paperclip? One's monumentous, one's trivial. Belief in the paperclip's trivial mainly because if you don't believe in this paperclip, there's not a paperclip god that's going to come and get you in your sleep and freaking clip your face off or something. Whereas if you don't believe in God and what the Christians say is true, then he'll get you. He'll come and get you like the mafia or something. So yes, the true belief is that you have to believe in, according to James. Although Clifford would say you don't have to believe in it. You don't have to believe in anything unless you're certain. This true belief is something which is living, monumentous, and forced. Who cares belief would be one that's dead, or not forced, or trivial, because those are beliefs you don't have to have. Those are the ones that you could just, we're not really even talking about them in this discussion. It's the living, monumentous, and forced ones that are important to this discussion. That are the criteria for true belief. So now relating these 2 people, James says that these true beliefs you have to believe one way or the other, although later on you can change your opinion. Where Clifford says no, you can have no opinion on these, and you should have no opinion on these until you're certain, and until you have sufficient evidence one way or the other. Because having a bad belief is so wrong that you're evil if you do otherwise. But on this case, though, that's really confusing me, that I'm not really sure if I'm getting it right, is I don't feel like Clifford defines sufficient evidence enough. Does he mean on the one hand you must be absolutely certain before you have a belief? Or on the other hand, once you kind of know one way or the other, once you have just enough evidence to prove it? We were talking about in class how this would relate to believing in someone being a good friend. If you have to be absolutely certain whether or not someone will be a good friend before you're a friend with them, you're not going to have a whole lot of friends. And we're worried that that's where Clifford is at. But if you need just enough evidence to believe that they might be a good friend, you'll be able to make friends. Like if within 30 minutes you say that person's nice, I want to be their friend, then you'll have more friends. It's easier to believe like that. Or if you have to be absolutely certain, very difficult. But I don't know whether Cliff is this one or this one, because he isn't. I don't feel like he's clear enough. But then again, philosophy is full of vagueness, which makes it very difficult. That's basic, and that also goes to the public versus private concept of belief that really shows the difference between James and Clifford. James, it's a private thing. I believe what I believe privately. I privately believe this or that on religion. I'm willing to change my mind if I believe so, but I have to have this belief one way or the other. I can't get out of it, but this is what I believe so far. And that's my working theory. Whereas Clifford, it's like, on these choices, if I don't know for sure, then I'm not saying one way or the other, not until I am certain, or have evidence, or something. But James is like, I don't have enough evidence yet. At this point, I don't have enough evidence. But I'm willing to say the words, I believe. I think that's the big point, is when exactly can you say, I believe? James says there's certain questions of belief that you have to believe one way or the other. So you have to be able to say, I believe. Whereas Clifford puts a different point. It's much more difficult to come to the point of saying, I believe, because the fear of error, being a dupe, is just too high. And I am a bit worried about going over that 10-minute mark. So, looks like I'm about 7 minutes. So I'm going to bring up a quote real fast and then end this so that I don't go over the 10-minute mark and have to do this for a 4th time. A quote that's Blackburn said in his essay response to Clifford. I don't really know how it fits into this thing at all, but it's really interesting. It's by a guy named Gibbon from Rome. The various modes of worship which prevailed in Roman world were all considered by the people as equally true, by the philosophers as equally false, and by the magistrates as equally useful. But is it really the cranky, oversensitive philosopher who spoils the party? Blackburn added in the "but it is really the cranky and so on" part, which I thought was really cool. I told my dad that and he laughed. Alright, thank you, goodbye.